Hi there, Kira here with another Dust Bunny Challenge. This is a series I do every month with my friend Natalie, where we take some of our unused stash and breathe some new life in it. So basically we're just dusting things off and using them on a layout. So this month I am using a digital collection, which I've done in the past. This digital collection is called Making Waves. I will link it down below in case you're interested in picking it up, because that's the one great thing about digital collections is they usually stay online for a lot longer than, let's say, a physical collection. This one I don't think is very old, though. I think it's about a year old. Anyways, I am doing this layout about my son, Elliot. I have two kids. One is extremely picky when it comes to food, and that's Jonathan. If Elliot hears Jonathan say something is gross or yucky or whatever, then Elliot will not eat that food. So I've gotten really good at introducing foods to Elliot without his brother around, because then he'll try them. So I recently got some cherries because it's cherry season, and we love cherries in this house. But my boys have never tried cherries before, usually because they're weird about trying new foods. So yeah, we got some cherries. I didn't make Elliot, but I asked Elliot if he wanted to try them, and he tried one. He loved them. So then he was just eating all the cherries. Which is fine, because I'm happy to introduce him to a new food that he may like. So this layout is about him eating cherries. I asked him to hold up a cherry and, smile for the picture, and this is the goofy little face he made. And so yeah, I snapped a picture, and that's what this layout is about. So this digital collection comes with a digital stamp set, which is how I did my title. So my title is Paradise at Home, and then I added another little digital stamp, which is the cherries next to that, and then I did my journaling under that. And now I'm just doing what Natalie referred to as a baby grid. So this is my little baby grid down below. So I printed a few of the papers. I didn't know if I wanted to use all papers in the grid or if I wanted to do it a little bit differently. So I printed off 4 of the pattern papers sized down to 1.5 by 1.5 inches. So these are 12 by 12 papers sized down. So the print is really, really little. So the one below the cherries is actually a cherry print, but you can't really see it that well from this angle, but you can see it up close. And then the one that I'm working with right now is a yellow grid pattern. And I'm a sucker for any sort of grid pattern paper, so of course I had to use that. And so now I'm just kind of deciding how I want my grid to go. So I pulled out some yellow baker's twine because I thought it would work well with the color scheme I've got going on. It's kind of like a blue, a red, and a yellow is the colors I'm going with. So I am just taking the baker's twine and just wrapping it around and then tying it on the front of this little 1.5 inch square, just to give it a little bit of texture. So yeah, I like how that looks, and so I'm gonna go ahead and commit to this one and stick that down. And then I fuss around with the other pieces for quite a bit to just try and find the right placement for everything. I decide that I'm not going to use all of the pattern papers, so I go ahead and put the cherry in place of one of the grid spots, I guess, and I just bump that up on some foam to give it a little bit of dimension. And then on the bottom right square, I have this little die cut, and this is included in the collection. And that's Elliot's artwork. Elliot likes to he likes to craft with me sometimes, so that was what he made while I was scrapbooking. He made that, so I thought I would show you guys. So on the bottom right, I did a little recorded on, and then stamped the date on there. And then on the cherry paper, I'm gonna go ahead and staple that. I adhered it down first, and then add some tiny attacher staples here. Just for another little bit of texture. I did rough up the edges of the paper too, just to make it look not so flat. And then on the photo side of this layout, there is a die cut that says happiness is ... And so I'm just going to put that above my photo because happiness is eating cherries, I suppose. And I'm going to put a little cherry die cut on the right side of that happiness is die cut. And I'm going to bump that up on some foam as well to give it a little bit of dimension. So I'm not done with my grid, but when I kind of feel stuck on one side, I usually switch to the other side of my layout and do what I know I want to do. So I knew I had the plan for that. When I'm doing a hybrid layout like this, I do a lot of it on my computer first, so I kind of have an idea of what I want to do and how I want it laid out, because you have to get the sizing of the embellishments right, otherwise you're like printing a bunch of embellishments in different sizes you don't know if you're actually going to use. So I try and get as much done on the computer as I can. So like the grid idea, I kind of had that idea before I started filming and everything. So I just don't show that part of the process just because it'd be a really long video if we did that. Anyways, now I'm looking through my embellishments. This is just for my stash. I keep all my embellishments in like ordered by color. So these are all my die cuts ordered by color. So I looked through the red. I found a little heart that I thought would work and be cute. So I'm going to use that. But now I'm looking through the yellow to see if I can find something else. I thought it was like too much red on the left side with the red heart on the cherry paper below the cherry. So I was like, well, maybe if I put a yellow heart below the cherries, that might work better. So I did find a yellow heart, this one here, that was kind of the right shade that I was looking for. But I didn't like it as much as the red heart. So I was like, well, maybe if I layered the hearts, then that would be cute. And then I kind of stuck the heart behind that baker's twine, and I was like, oh, that's really cute. I like how that's looking. So I decided that that's the way I'm going to go. But then what do I put on the cherry paper? Because now the cherry paper is plain. So I went and grabbed a thicker, a little foam white thicker, and just the number 5, because that's how old Elliot is right now, and just stuck that there. And I thought that worked well. I think an E would have worked too, because since it's Elliot, I think an E would be cute. And then I just added some enamel dots next to the 5, and that's it. Here's some close-ups for you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Make sure to check out Natalie's video, which I would link below, and then this digital kit I'll link below as well in case you're interested in that. And I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye!